Hi and welcome to my channel. So the UK is currently going through a very turbulent period when it comes to immigration laws, immigration rules, immigration policy, because obviously in the last few months, there's been quite a few different prime ministers who come with their own ministers and who change the laws and all that. So now we've got Mr. Rishi Sunak as a current prime minister who has announced that he is going to make sure that the UK has the right immigrants that it needs, and the people that are not needed, obviously, are not coming into the country. So there's been a new visa category that has been announced, and obviously we can expect that within the next 6 months to 1 year there's going to be so many changes when it comes to immigration. And look, I'm going to promise you, I'm here to bring you all those changes as they happen. So a new visa category has just been announced. So if you're new to the channel, again, it's a pleasure to have you. If you're a returning subscriber, I do appreciate your time that you take to watch these videos, and do make sure that you're sharing this information with your friends, with your colleagues, with your network, with your loved ones, so that they too can benefit from this information. Because look, some updates may affect you directly, some updates may not, but you are likely to know somebody who can benefit from some of these changes. So do make sure that you're doing them the favor of sharing with them. So what is this change? So basically, there's a new visa category which is called the Youth Mobility Scheme visa. So this particular visa, I'm going to be telling you who it's for, how to apply, what you get, the requirements and all that. So this particular visa, by the way, before I forget, if you haven't joined my newsletter, I do have a newsletter where I send you the latest information in the UK. If you're keen on getting the latest information when it comes to whether it's jobs in the UK, the best opportunities and all of that, join my newsletter. Check the comment section. I'm going to leave a link. Join and I'll send that information directly to your inbox so that you don't miss out on any important information. So like I was saying, this particular visa is called the Youth Mobility Scheme visa. So it's only for people who are aged between 18 and 30 years old. So if you're out of this range, you cannot apply. You need to be between 18 and 20 years old. So you come to the UK for a period of 2 years so that you can work. It's really about getting work experience in the UK. And this is so significant because you're going to find that in many industries, the companies want you to have experience. They want you to have experience, and obviously if you've got previous UK experience, you're going to be you're going to be in a more advantageous position than somebody who doesn't have. So this visa enables you to move to the UK and work for a period of 2 years, and then return to your home country. So it is not a permanent visa. You just work for 2 years, like I say. So again, you need to be between 18 and 30 years old, at the time that you're applying. And also, one thing that I'm going to say, and which is the biggest change as far as this is concerned, is that previously, this visa, when it was originally announced, it was only available to people from 6 different countries. So these countries were, I think, Canada, New Zealand, Australia, Monaco, San Marino, and Iceland. These are the only 6 countries that were really eligible for this scheme. But right now, there's been a massive wind of change that Rishi Sunak, after meeting with India's Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, Rishi Sunak has now announced that one more country is going to be added to this list. And guess who that country is? That is India. So this is a massive, massive change for people from India. This is a huge, achievement for people from India, because it means that if you're between the age of 18 and 30, you can move to the UK. You don't need a job to move to the UK, obviously. When you're in the UK on this particular visa, you can work. There are certain courses that you can study, but obviously you need special permission to study certain courses. And then, you can even be self-employed. The advantages of this visa are enormous. You can literally do any job you want in the UK, which is something that is huge. And congratulations, obviously, for getting this deal, because it's something that is huge. And I really do hope that other governments can kind of follow suit, can kind of learn, from these diplomatic relationships and get to also help their citizens. Because look, I'm going to tell you that there are many countries that survive on immigration. If there were no people kind of living in the UK or America or all these other countries, some countries would really struggle. So having deals like this to support the people, to help the people to move easily, it's a huge advantage. And when you think of any sort of context, you look at the fact that India is currently the second most populated country in the world with a staggering 1.3 million people. It's second only after China, which has 1.4 billion people, with India having 1.3 billion people. This is a huge, this is just a huge change. So it is something that is obviously incredible. So when you're applying, obviously you can apply from outside of the UK. You're going to have a visa fee of £259, which is actually fantastic. You're going to be able to pay the healthcare surcharge, which is £470 per year. You're also going to be able to just make sure that you've got money in your account, obviously, to support you when you move to the UK. It's about £2,500 that you need to have in your account for at least 28 days before you're applying for the visa. And when I looked at this information, one of the things I really like about this particular visa is that you can apply up to 6 months before you move to the UK, which is so good because it means that you've got ample time. Even if you're struggling with documentation or they need a particular thing that you don't have, there's enough time to do so. By the way, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, do hit subscribe right now, turn on that notification button, because you want to be the first to be notified when I drop a new video on here every single day. And if you haven't joined my newsletter, I urge you to join the newsletter, because when important updates come up, I'm going to send them directly to your email, because I don't want you to miss out, because there are always changes all the time. Some may affect you, some may not affect you, but either way, you need to be informed of those changes and those career opportunities that are in the UK. And also, if this is your first time here, my name is Melvis. I work in the UK as an advanced nurse practitioner. I also have a private career coaching service where I support with career progression in the UK. So if you're a nurse, you're a midwife, you're a carer, you want to get into healthcare, non-healthcare related jobs, clinical jobs, then you want to check out my private coaching program, which is where I'm able to support you, in a closer level, to make sure that you achieve your goals in the UK, whether it's looking for a new job, whether it's changing jobs, whether it's going for senior positions, interview preparation, getting the best CV that you need in order to make sure that your application is successful. I can also support you with that one-to-one interview preparation for any senior position that you're having. If you're a nurse, obviously you're career in healthcare, that's what I really specialize in, and that I really obviously enjoy doing. So that's why I'm really keen on these updates and make sure that I'm aware, because I need to support people that are part of my private coaching program. So it means that I need to really be aware of all the updates. And so I'm always very informed of all the things that are going on. So this particular change, obviously, like I said, congratulations if you're in India. Make sure that if you're between the age of 18 and 30, take this opportunity, because it is something that is big. It is it is huge, it is huge. And so, it's just a big deal, really. And when I think about it, it's like, wow, I wish many more presidents, many more diplomats would be able to negotiate these deals and get, those closer relationships with the UK to make it easier for people to travel, because right now it is a struggle. I'm sure that you would know somebody who's been trying to move to the UK, or maybe yourself, you may have been struggling to move to the UK for a long time. Some people have lost, quite a lot of money, life savings, and people have sold plots, have sold land. But if there are deals like this, it just makes it a lot easier for people to move, much smoother without all the complexity. So thank you. Make sure that you're applying and sharing this with all your friends. Keep watching the videos and subscribe to the newsletter. Thank you.